Olam chesed yivanei, Olam chesed yivanei, Olam chesed yivanei, Olam chesed yivanei, I will build this world from love, You must build this world from love, If we build this world from love, God will build this world from love, Ooh,
Shabbat Shalom. It's my privilege to welcome you to this social justice Shabbat. To give a more formal welcome, I'd like to invite up Nick and Sean. Nick, the chair of our social justice committee.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Nick, Social Action Chair for Temple of Shalom. Welcome everybody to our very special social action Shabbat, whether you are here in person or at home watching the live stream, if it's working. Social action is more than just working and making people aware, cleaning up Front Street and handing out flyers. It is also more than giving money, donations, clothing, or food. It means being actively involved in the community and maybe just simple volunteer and help wherever you can and wherever you might be needed. Later tonight, we'll welcome our guest speaker who is already making a huge impact in our Harrisburg community. But what you are about to hear later during this service is just one part to display and show social action. I strongly believe right now, in those uncertain times, we all can do our part and act socially in our communities and be the light others might need. Be the example and set a higher standard while showing empathy and understanding for others and other people's needs. All this does not need any kind of committees or planning. It needs human decency and kindness. We all can set the example and speak up against issues and do good and act socially. I hope tonight we as Temple of Shalom and our visiting friends can set an example to shine a brighter light into our communities, our nation, and maybe even the entire world. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. To start off our Shabbat service, I invite Gail, there you are, hi Gail, to light our candles. Gail is a part of the Social Justice Committee.
Anu Mel Halam. Asher Kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Oops, excuse me. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak in our hearts and in our lives. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Amen. Turning in our prayer book, our Siddur, to page 138. We welcome in the Shabbos bride with Lechadodi, doing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
לחדותי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. 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 שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, ישמיענו אל מיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, ושם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסחוה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, כי באורק ומאורי, אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Please rise, and we're facing our back doors.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובשורה, תוך אמונוי עם סגולה. בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Please be seated. Our next prayer, Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem means peace upon you. And so I'm going to invite everybody to take a minute, turn towards those around you, especially if there's someone around you don't know, and wish them a Shabbat Shalom, a peace upon you. This is always difficult because I open the doors. It's hard to come back. But we will, turning to page 142, we bring that peace within ourselves for Shalom Aleichem. 142.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Borechem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Page 144, Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
אמן.
וילמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל. בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב וימרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויפאר וירומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי קודשא ברכו לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמא וימרו
Amen. We turn to page 146 and say to the Eternal One, we are ready to pray. Please rise for the Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Please be seated. I invite up another Social Justice Committee member, Amy, to read for us on the bottom of page 149.
Okay. Can you hear me okay? All right. Whew, okay. This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my family, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my family, or cross over?
Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravi. In the middle of page 148, we get the words Borei Yom V'Laila, Golel Or Mipnei Choshech, V'Choshech Mipnei Or. We roll darkness to light and light today and day to night. It's all cyclical. And we're going to sing this in a way of a song. And whenever I think of this song, I think about how no matter how dark it is, there is always light coming the next day.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Boreyom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day becomes night.
And even in our darkest moments, we know that there's the little miracles that sustain us, the little sparks of joy. And part of it comes with being connected to our Judaism, with using prayer, with reaffirming our faith. And so we turn to page 152. And we rise in body or in spirit for the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated. Caitlin, can you come help me with Ve'ahavta? Yeah? I believe in you. You've got this. I know you perform. You like the stage. There you go. Want to do it together? Ready? Hold on, ready? We're going to do it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha ve'hayu advarim ha'elem asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam V'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'levtecha b'derech, u'shochvecha uv'kumecha, u'kshartam le'od al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'visharecha, Leman tizkeru vasitam et kol mitzvotai vitam kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lahem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem Amad. Caitlin, you did so good. Candy. This way it's always sweet for you. Thank you. She's got that down. I don't know if everyone could hear. She knew every word. She did so great. Future change makers. All right, on page 157, I invite up another Social Justice Committee member, Adam, to read for us at the top of page 157.
Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together.
On page 158, let us march into Michamocha.
Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha va'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tekilot osefele, nora tekilot osefele. Malchotecha ra'u banecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze'eli Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tekilot osefele, nora tekilot osefele.
We got there. On page 160, the prayer Hashkivenu is all about creating a shelter of peace, that we may all find ourselves under the Eternal One's wings and find peace there. And tonight, in a little bit, we'll hear about what it takes to create a shelter. And may we all know what that means. Page 160.
Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, L'shalom, L'shalom, L'shalom. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom, L'shalom, L'shalom V'hamidenu Malkeinu L'hayim Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha Ushmor Tzeitenu Uvoenu L'chaim U'L'shalom L'chaim U'L'shalom Me'ata ve'ad olam Baruch atah Adonai Haborei Sukat Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
We turn to page 162 as we continue in song, praising God and praising that we have this day of rest, this Shabbat, Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. We turn to page 164 as we enter the part of our service where we can be in conversation with the Eternal One. Please rise for the Amidah.
Dorotai tiftach, ulfi agitegilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Kumil Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר עשי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה כל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיי, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לך חיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל ים יהדוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
We use this time to use the words of our hearts or the words on the page going through 181 to be in conversation with the Eternal One. And whenever your heart is complete, I ask you to then find your seat.
peace that was meant to be with God as our parent, family all are we. Let me walk with my sibling in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me, and let this be moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
With this faith, we will be able to sing in some not too distant tomorrow, as Dr. King of blessed memory once said, "We have overcome, we have overcome. Deep in our hearts, we did believe we would overcome." Page 180, O say Shalom.
Oh, say shalom, bimruma, huya say shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Our hearts turn towards all those in need of healing, for all those struggling socially, financially, and physically, for those left in the cold, and for those fighting for a better life. We think about Larry Barnes, Arnold J. Baum, Jennifer Jones, Teresa Doherty, Tracy Dukert, Lois Gallowitz, Joan Gibson, Andy Gordon, Linda Goldstein, Pastor Earl Harris, Honey Kibler, Deborah Nelson, Steve Naiman, Lisa Niabingi, Lori Shepler, Nathan Snyder, Arlene Yaffe. If there's any other names you'd like to add to this list, please say them now.
Monica Doran.
We turn to page 371 for the words of Misha Berach, our healer's prayer.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha ve'avotenu, bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
It's my honor to welcome Nick and Sean back up to the Bema to introduce our speaker this evening.
Again, Again, good evening, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
When Sean and I go home tonight after services, what will await us? What will await you? In our case, a toasty house in the Harrisburg suburbs, a loving dog asleep in a warm bed, a show on TV, dinner, drinks, a hot shower, and a cozy bed. The so-called American dream, even though it appears to be a nightmare right now for many others, became true for us both a long time ago. In many neighborhoods of Harrisburg, but especially in the suburbs, we live in this bubble, the so-called perfect, typical American neighborhood, where all the trouble of the world does not seem to exist. Well-groomed lawns, HOAs, nice landscaping, beautiful houses with working heat and AC, plumbing and electricity, closets full of food, Wi-Fi, and much more.
But that's not reality for all of us, for everyone in our greater community. What would you do tonight if you left this sanctuary after tonight's service without a comfy bed to sleep in, no heat, limited clothing, a lack of food, no hot shower, no safe home to protect you?
Tonight we welcome a very special guest speaker who is the founder of the Eclipse Project.
Nick and I knew nothing of the Eclipse Project until one day last summer when he came home with about 30 pounds of scrambled eggs and home fries. An ill-planned breakfast for a crowd that never materialized. Nick knew that we did not have the space to put all this food, nor could we eat it all if we tried. But he was confident that based on our horrific aversion to wasting food, we would find some way to get it to someone who needed it, so without telling me, he just brought it home. Still in shock, I'm watching Nick unload tray after tray, and I turned to our friend Google, and I said, where to donate already cooked leftovers in Harrisburg, PA, and a partnership was born. Mishan responded within minutes. We worked out a plan to get that food to Mishan's donation center, where that weekend it was repurposed into a breakfast casserole for what was then Tent City's homeless, thanks to the work of Mishan and her crew.
Sean and I quickly learned that Mishan's organization is not one of those who just hand out colorful flyers and brochures. She's actively involved in making Harrisburg a better, safer, more dignifying place for those who need shelter and are in need. The beauty of her Eclipse project is, after many, many, many years of planning and developing, that infrastructure is in place, and through the generous support of individuals and partners like us here at OF Shalom, we can continue to make an impact right here in our community. We now want to invite Mishan up on the bima for her presentation.
To earn it, so let's just leave it right there.
Thanks so much, Candy.
Shabbat Shalom. You guys don't look so scary. I was all nervous and stuff. I didn't eat before I came here because I was so nervous, so if you hear what sounds like a motorcycle going by, it's just my stomach growling. But Rabbi asked me to write down what I was going to say, which I did, and then got here and realized I have no reading glasses. So we're just going to wing it and see what happens. I've done this before, so I'll try to make it as painless as possible. My name is Mishan. I am the unintentional and accidental founder of the Eclipse Project. After 27 years in the same career, I found myself an independent contractor, self-employed, making my own hours, and worried about paying my bills. I had secure income for a lot of years and was facing some changes. And I was driving through downtown Harrisburg one Saturday afternoon, and I saw some of the same people that I'd seen the previous Saturday carrying bags and had clamshell containers of food. And I had just thought to myself, you know, I grew up in the church, and there was one day out of the week that we did not work. We dedicated that to family and to giving, to helping others, to fellowship. And I just thought to myself, if I work 7 days a week, maybe I can make enough money to pay my bills. And then my Creator gave me homeless people. Because I'm a recluse disguised as an extrovert, but I'm also nosy. So when I saw these folks, something pulled my car over, and I stopped to talk to them. And I found out about Harrisburg's homeless population, which I had no idea existed, 15 minutes away from where I lay my head at night in a warm bed. And I talked to folks, and I'm the girl who, when I was like 8 or 9 years old, I sat in front of the television, bawling my eyes out because I'd just seen my very first infomercial on needy children, and immediately wanted to pack everything I owned into a blanket and march like Santa Claus and give it to these kids. I wanted to make happy, full bellies for these folks that I'd met. So I pulled over and talked to them, and they taught me that my Creator says, put your faith before your finances, and I will help bless you and help you to bless other people. So that was my big lesson. And I went home that night, and I talked to my friends and told them, do you know that these people are living in tents? They're living in stairways. They're living in parking garages. They're living under fire escapes. I had no idea. And that evening, my friend Kelly sent me a message and said, I'm making chili. Random, okay. She said, do you need containers and spoons? I said, for what? She said, for your homeless people. I said, I have homeless people? She said, listen, I know we want to do something, so I'm going to kickstart. I said, well, I actually went and bought chips and cookies and canned sodas and bottles of water and peanut butter and jelly, and I thought, I'm trying to formulate a plan. She said, well, let's do chili and bagged lunches. And in that moment, my friend Keith sent me a message and said, if I make you 2 dozen egg salad sandwiches, would that help with your homeless people? And I said, okay, I guess I have homeless people. So that's how this all started. I would really love to say that I planned this, that I put a lot of thinking into it. It happened. And I thought, if I take my tips from my job, my delivery job, and put it towards this, and I'll be able to make sandwiches and things. Well, here we are 5 years later, more than 5 years later. We went out that next day with our sandwiches and our chili, no idea what I was doing, completely clueless, drove downtown, and ended up sitting on the sidewalk with some folks outside of the church there in Market Square, and just talking to people. And I never wanted to be the person who sat behind a table dishing out food. That wasn't for me. I mean, that's obvious, that's necessary, but that wasn't for me. I wanted to learn about these folks and talk with them, and I have been blessed with so many beautiful, wonderful friends who live in tents and in shelters and wherever they can find a place. And I'm gonna get emotional now, sorry. I didn't want to just fill bellies. I wanted to fill hearts. I wanted to hug people. Food is my love language primarily, but second is physical contact. So I wanted to hug folks who maybe didn't get hugged. I wanted to talk to people who maybe didn't have someone to listen to them. 5 years later, more than 5 years later, we have been out every single Sunday, regardless of illness, short on volunteers, van breaking down, any other number of atrocities that come our way. We hand out not just food and not just hugs and not just love, but basic necessities like tents, tarps, toiletries, first aid items, hygiene products. We have also provided memorial services for those that we lost, because we want the people who are left here to know that they matter and they're important and they have something to offer to this world, and they will be remembered when they're not here anymore. We lost a lovely woman last year. Everybody called her Mama. She lived at what was then Tent City. She also volunteered with 5 different outreaches. She showed up every Sunday, put on her gloves, stood behind the table, and said, come on, let's go. She was like, we were the nice, gentle ones, you know. What would you like today? Would you like some? And she's like, come on, move it, let's go. She unfortunately passed away right after we lost a man to a tent fire. 2 months previous, I think. And the man who found the gentleman who lost his life in the tent fire said he didn't think he could come out for his memorial service. But as the day went on, he came out, he sat apart from everyone else, and Michelle went to him. One of the best pictures I have, the most cherished picture I have, is Michelle comforting this man. And she would then lose her life a short time after. We need people with big hearts. So if there's anybody out there with a big heart who wants to help, you don't need to have money. You don't need to contribute financially, although we won't turn you away if you want to do that. But we have a wonderful family. 2 of my family are sitting right there, who help me tirelessly give of themselves. We assemble every Sunday at 11 a.m. to prepare food. I sneak in there Saturdays sometimes as well. And we're there from 11 to 2. From 2 o'clock on to about 5 o'clock, we serve at 2 different locations. We then come back, unload, clean up. Sometimes we're there till 6:30. Sometimes we're there until 8:30 at night. We have projects. But if anyone is interested in learning more about what we do, I am going to be available afterwards. I do have a slideshow downstairs, pictures of our humble beginnings when I started doing this out of my 2nd floor, 1-bedroom apartment with an apartment-sized oven, to now we have a donation room and a kitchen. You guys have seen Amy and Adam. Sorry about the potatoes. Amy and Adam came on Thanksgiving, during our Thanksgiving meal, and prepared a lot of twice-baked potatoes. So sorry. But we do welcome anybody who wants to come and experience it just in the kitchen, or if you just want to do cleanup, or if you want to come out and serve, you don't have to do the whole day. We appreciate anyone who wants to be involved, and we welcome anybody into our family. I will be downstairs if anybody has questions. Afterwards, I'm going to take a grape one.
Ooh, you can take 2.
I think I did all right.
You did great.
I was very nervous. I can't read any of this, so I have no idea.
Maybe we could take, like,
what it says.
if anybody has, like, 1 or 2 questions.
Yeah, sure.
If anybody has a question, and then we can
I
continue.
also wanted to make a point that there are people in this room tonight that you know, that you've seen because you attend here. There are people in this audience tonight who are my friends because you're my volunteers. There are people from other outreaches here. There are people who have experienced homelessness. So if you look around, can you tell who those people are? Because we're all people, and I don't want to fill bellies alone. I want to fill hearts and kind of break the stigma of homelessness, or what we call our differently sheltered friends, because we're all human. We all need hugs and love. And I don't know how to cook a little bit of food, so they need food too.
Well, thank you, Michonne.
Thank you very much.
I'll give you a hug. Would you like a hug?
I'm a hugger.
There you go.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being
appreciate
here.
I'm gonna take this useless piece of paper.
You're great. Yeah, we can clap. Absolutely. I think it's very important to have these conversations. I also believe it's important to take the first step into action. So during our kiddush tonight, our oneg, our food, we have food. There will be a station set up to make PB&Js that Michonne can take with her. As well, there will be an assembly line of sorts where you can take a paper bag and put all sorts of different things, from hygiene pieces to food to socks and gloves that you can leave in your car. So if you see someone while you're driving who's unhoused, you have something in your car ready to go that you can give to them. So I invite you to take part of that mitzvah. We are going to close this part of our service with a song called Man on the Corner.
See the lonely man there on the corner. What he's waiting for, I don't know. But he waits every day now. He's just knows him, and nobody cares, 'cause there's no hiding place, there's no hiding place for you. Looking everywhere at no one, he says everything and nothing at all. Oh, when he shouts, nobody listens. Where he leads, no one will go. He's a lonely man there on the corner. What he's waiting for, I don't know. But he waits every day now. He's just waiting for something to show. Nobody knows him. Nobody cares. 'Cause there's no hiding place. There's no hiding place for you and me.
We turn back into our service, going back into our Siddur, our prayer book, on page 586, as we rise for the Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתקנו ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינה רוזו בגובה מרבים, הוא אלוהינו עינוי, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. With this being Social Justice Shabbat, there's a lot of things that we could have talked about this evening. There's a lot of ways in which our world needs repair. And there's something that's been happening that I kind of want to touch on for just a second. Our tradition responds to the migrants, the immigrants in our land, no less than 36 times throughout the Torah. Some scholars even say perhaps 46 times. In these passages, it speaks of the rights of the migrants, the respect they are shown, and their honorable place within our society. Numbers chapter 14, verses 14 through 16 commands us, "And when throughout the ages an immigrant who has taken up residence with you, or one that lives among you, there shall be one law for you and for the immigrant. It shall be a law for all time throughout the ages. You and the migrant shall be alike as the eternal." The recent killing of Renee Nicole Good, a 37-year-old Minneapolis mother of three, by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent has struck a painful nerve in our national conscience. Good, a U.S. citizen, was shot during a federal immigration enforcement operation. Video and ongoing controversy raised serious questions about whether her life was taken in a situation that never should have escalated to lethal force. Looking at this from a Jewish perspective, the interpretation of our sacred text here is crucial. The commandments to love the stranger and to safeguard the vulnerable, these are not abstract ethics. They are demands meant to shape public policy and personal conduct alike. Jewish tradition teaches that each human being bears the image of God, B'Tselem Elohim, and that the loss of any life, especially in circumstances as contested as this, calls for justice, compassion, and deep reflection. To view this tragedy as a misunderstanding of Jewish texts is not to minimize the complexity of law enforcement challenges, which there are many. It is to point out that the values at the core of our tradition is preserving life, pikuach nefesh, protecting the powerless, welcoming the stranger. These must guide how institutions enforce laws. When federal agents operate in immigrant communities, they should do so with profound commitment to human dignity, due process, and the safety of all people involved. Jewish teachings do not endorse the violence against those we are commanded to protect. They demand that we guard life above all else. This moment should not be used to inflame division. We're doing enough of that. But instead, it must remind us of the ethical foundations that call on every American, including those in any type of positions of power, to act with justice, tzedek, mercy, chesed, and humility. Tonight, as we pay special focus on social justice and the actionable ways in which we can make a difference, may we use tonight as a springboard for these conversations and for change. May Renee Nicole Good's memory be a blessing, and may her tragic death inspire renewed commitment to a society where everyone is safeguarded, every stranger is treated with dignity, and the values of our tradition guide our public life. Zichrona levracha, may her memory be for a blessing. Alongside Renee Good, we remember all those who have died due to violence, pain, inaccessibility to housing during winter months. We also remember our loved ones who have died within our community in this season and in seasons past. We remember our loved ones, Floyd Batcharin, Louis Batcharin, Joseph Baum, Herman Burke, Samuel Bronstein, Rosalind Chizek, Norma Feinstein, Beth Frank, Sarah Goldstein, Benjamin Yaffe, Mayor Cutler, Mamie Levinson, Saul Litvak, Karen McManuels, Lillian Melman, Gustav Nachman, Michael Rosen, Naomi Samkoff, Lois Samet, Betty Snyder, Harold Spector, Hedwig Strauss, Amelia Wilson, Isaac Yaffe. In the period of Shoshim of 30 days, Herb Rosenbaum, George Kramer. In the period of Shiva of 7 days, Don Lynch. If there's any other names you'd like to add to this list, please say them now. We rise as one community, turning to page 598 for the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit kadal vit kadash shemei rabba, be'alma divrach yote ve'al mich malchute, b'chayechon yom echon, u'chayei dekol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv imaru. Amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach le'olam ulmei almaya, yit barach v'it shabach v'it ba'ar v'it roman v'it naseh, Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalau, Shemei, Degudisha, Brechu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, damiram be'elma v'imaru, Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shamaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. Osei Shalom b'imramav, Ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. Please be seated. All right. We only have a couple of things coming down the line. Next week, I am starting a Torah study class, dinner and drash. Drash means a little bit of Torah. The time has changed to 7, so now it's more like desserts and drash. But it is online, so please do come. Would love to have all of you. We're going to go over the weekly Torah portion, and it'll be just a great fun time. We also have the following week a Friends and Family Shabbat. That means everybody is welcome to attend. Our religious school kids will also be helping us with the service. This Sunday, Brotherhood is having a meeting at 9:30 in the morning. It won't be here because the building will be closed. There will be no religious school. But they will instead be meeting at St. Thomas Restaurant in Linglestown. Haven't heard of it? It sounds good, though. So no school on Sunday, building closed. The building will not be open on Monday to honor the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. of blessed memory. As I mentioned downstairs, please help us make PB&Js. Please help us pack bags to leave in the car. And a new initiative that I've also started here at Temple that you might not yet know about is in the main office. You know where those coat racks are that have kind of become we'll put it there spot? Instead, it's been cleaned out, and it is now a food pantry and a clothing closet. Take what you need, leave what you can for both. So whether you have clothes that no longer fit, or it's just not your style anymore because it's from like the 60s. I like 60s clothes. Bring whatever you can, and together we can help the community. You don't have to ask to take anything. You can just come in whenever you need to take. Thank you so much, Michonne, for being here this evening. I am excited for all the work that we're going to be doing together. And finally, on February 1st, we have our next big holiday. It's Tu B'Shvat. Yona's excited. Tu B'Shvat is actually one of our New Year's. So it's a Rosh Hashanah. It's a new year, but this year, it's a new year for the trees. It's our Arbor Day. And what we're going to do is we are going to have a Seder. So we're going to go through all the different seasons and experience the different seasons and the fruits and the nuts and the grape juice that goes with it. So I invite you to please sign up. It is during religious school hours, so it's both for the religious school but also for the community. It's open for everybody. So please sign up. Am I missing anything, Raina? I did it. I did good. All right. We have talked about some pretty heavy things this evening, but at the end of the day, I hope you know that no matter what, you can always lean on me.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain. We all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's
Turning to page 123. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagalafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'avav ratzon hinchilanu. Zikarom l'maseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila l'mikrayei kodesh, zecher l'tzion mitzrayim, ki vanu v'charta, ve'otanu kidasha, mikol Shabbat koshecha be'ava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
Oh, it's a good week.
Yeah. Grape juice hits hard. All right. It's always grape juice. Wow. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Thank you all for coming this evening. You can go through these doors to head down to the food. Shabbat shalom.